Hi everyone, Eileen here, and it's the weekend. Not only is it the weekend, but it is the Turkish Grand Prix weekend. Ooh. But before that, I'd like to share this Lavinia Stamps video tutorial with you, from me to you. Now, it's very dull, grey, heavy and overcast down here in North Kent, and unfortunately, it's having an effect on my filming. The colours that I've used for this card look much darker in the camera than they are in real life. The colours that I've used are Tattered Rose Distress Ink, along with Speckled Egg Distress Ink. Now, I will say that the brush that I used for the Speckled Egg maybe had a tad of a darker blue in the bristles somewhere, but it is still lighter in real life than it appears to be on the film. So with that, I'm going to carry on, and hopefully it won't be too bad and you'll get the true colours as we go through the filming. Right, I'm using beautiful Quinn here, along with a verse called Silver Lining. Or is it Silver Lining? Linings. No, it's just Silver Lining. And then one of these little pound stamps of this snail. I just adore this little snail, I do. Plus, there's a heart here, but there's a story to that. I'll tell you a little bit later. Let's get going. I have a magnetic sheet and a piece of copy paper, and I've taken an A4 square of multifarious Lavinia Stamps cardstock, and I've creased it, folded it and cut it to a 14 centimetre square. I'm using a Sweet Poppy stencil, aperture stencil, square aperture stencil, of course. I'm just making sure that it's in the middle of my stencil mask. You don't need this, you can use tape. I'm just making a frame, and you can use tape all around the outside, or you can use a ruler, because all I'm going to do with this mask, and it's now down onto my magnetic sheet, is to draw around it. And I'm using a silver Uniball pen at the moment, but you can use any colour you like. But I'm using silver because I'm going to apply some crystal glitter, and the silver wouldn't show through as much as a pencil line or a gold pen, or God forbid, a black pen. So it's silver, okay? So all I'm doing is going around the outside and using this mask as a template to draw the lines. Done. I'm going to pop this copy paper inside my card and then remove the magnetic sheet. Moving on to a Lavinia Stamp stencil, one of my all-time favourites, Buds. Bold. It really is bold, with a lovely dramatic background if you're careful and you don't overdo the colours, which I do sometimes, and it's too strong. So I'm sticking to some pale colours today. Just popping this mask down in the middle. I'm going to use a tiny amount of tape. Well, maybe not that tiny. A small amount of tape to hold the stencil in place as much as I can. And then I've got two large makeup brushes. Again, these are Sweet Poppy stencil makeup brushes. Huge, but, you know, it's sort of bish, bash, bosh, and it's done. And Tattered Rose is to begin with. Taking my brush marked pink, I'm quick. I'm putting some ink on. Now, this pad is fairly wet. It's not overly juicy, but just in case, just check on the copy paper. No, nothing's coming off. So I'm just going to apply a little bit of pressure and staying inside the lines that I've drawn of that square. I'm just going up the outside, applying quite a bit of pressure, not right to the top, and then coming, sweeping back and along a bit at the bottom, and I'm really pushing the pressure down now onto that stencil. Now, remember, if your ink pad is new or it's very wet, don't put so much pressure on your brush, because otherwise you'll just flood the image with ink. Let's have a look. That looks nice, so I'm putting it back now. I used this one as a hinge, a piece of tape, so I could lift it up and then put it back down. Brush number 2, speckled egg. And again, just checking how much ink on this. Well, not too much, which is good. So starting at the bottom and then working up the other side, so I've got a sort of a V shape or U shape image made with the buds, so the middle section is white. Again, I'm staying as much as I can inside that square and then moving over to a bit of the pink so that I can blend the two together. If you go outside of the square, it doesn't matter, it's artistic license. Never a mistake, okay? Right, away we go. Yep, that's good. So I've now got the two colours. They've both got their own identity, the colours, and at the bottom they sort of come together, and I've got a little bit of sort of pale mauve. You can blend them both together and get whatever colour you like. Even mud, I hear. Now, next, the colours too, I'm hoping, well, they're not showing up too dark on the film or on the video. I hope not anyway. So maybe you're getting the true colours there. Next, it's one of the stamps, and I'm using the words silver lining. Such a beautiful verse. The clouds are lined with silver, as often we are told. I give you this, my heartfelt wish, that yours be lined with gold. That's great. Right, gentle tapping. And I'm using VersaFine Clair Nocturne, ring inked, so that it's nice and juicy, but gentle tapping so I don't squish ink all in amongst the letters. Taking my time. You're thinking, is she ever going to stop? Yes. Right, just checking. Okay. So now I'm just popping it inside the square, but over at the top-ish. We're down about ½ an inch or so, but over towards the right-hand side of my square. Make sure it's straight if you can. If you want to use a stamp press, yeah, I would, that's fine. Probably be easier, to be honest. And up. Lovely verse. Lovely font. Great. So popping away the distress inks. And my brushes are done. But I need the VersaFine Clair Nocturne again. And now I'm going to pop on the absolutely gorgeous Quinn. It's one of Tracy's new releases from last month, I think it was. Time flies, doesn't it? I forget. There we go. I'm just checking. Nice and wet, but not flooded, so that it leaks out all over the edge of the stamp. especially around those wings. I think that I'm fine there. So I'm going to pop her down, and she's going in the left-hand corner of the square, inside still, but the feet, her feet and her bottom are just on the line, like so. Right. Holding it in place, gently does it, not moving the stamp or rocking it. Pressing firmly. One more firm pressure and up. And there she is. Oh, I've got a piece of fluff on my stamp. Ah, never mind. I can get rid of that. I have a black crayon. So just pop that there. Fill this in. Looks a bit patchy too. And then I've caught the silver line at the bottom. I came down with her foot too far. So watch that. I needed to go up just a little bit from the line. But I hope you'll forgive me for not doing it again, because I think that would be fine anyway. I'll get away with that. So just going to pop that line in. I wonder if I can do it with a piece of, oh sorry, with a dash of pigment ink. If I can find a pen, I might. I won't be a moment. Right, I've found a pigment ink pen here. So turn this around. Let me see if I can go over that silver line, because it's annoying me. Oh yes, look, that's good. So the line's still there, but now your eye isn't drawn to it. And there's a tiny little bit of silver line at the bottom of her bottom. Okay, and so I think I've cracked it. I think I'm being overly fussy now. Oh dear. So I think that that will do it. Yes, I'm not going to spend any more on that. Now, next it's the lovely little snail. He is absolutely cute, super sweet. Again, gentle tapping. You'll find this snail in the pound section of the Lavinia Stamps website. I feel very relaxed today. Oh, the sun's coming out too. It's very misty outside, very low cloud, but it's and considering we're sea level, it's, well, yeah, it's foggy, isn't it? Right, okay. Down he goes in the corner, about 1/2 centimetre out, 3/4 centimetre out from the right-hand side, trying to avoid that silver line this time. And he's a solid stamp, so let the ink rest a little, and then down and up. Yeah, not bad. Any missed areas with the ink, I'll just pop in with my trusty crayon. I think he's lovely. Couple there and one there. Now it's bring on the crayons, and I'm using my polychromos. You can use any crayons that you have. I'm using, what colours am I using? two in particular, I'm using a cinnamon, so it's pale pink, and then one of the yellows. So I'm not having, oh, and also this one. What's this one? Green oxide. No, chromium green as well. So it's a darkish green. So starting off with the wings first. So switching her around a bit. Going to put in some of the yellow. And then in this one, not being too careful, but staying in the lines helps. And then a little bit of pink as well. Just a tiny amount. And then a bit of shading with the green. I don't really know what I'm doing, but I do what I like. And if I like it, I leave it. And if I don't, then I rub it out and start again. So a little bit more pink there, I think. That went right up to the top of the wing. So they sort of all blend together. Oh, I think that will do me. Then using the pink, I just want to put some grounding in. So just very lightly now with this pink underneath the snail. He's quite a handsome chap, really. And then it's going down a little here. And then under Quinn's feet. Just gently, just a whisper of a shadow going across. And then underneath her bottom so that she's got some ground to sit on. Not being too fussy about this. That's it. Okay. Yes, that is still giving me grief, this bottom bit. So when you are stamping, try and avoid this silver line. It's come back with a vengeance again. I don't know why. Probably I moved it with the crayon. Move the ink off. Okay, let's see if that will hold it. So that's the crayoning there. Now, just to highlight some of the shadows here, or these curves of these images, I'm just going to put some yellow in around 3 places, I've been told by my friend Pat. Just highlight 3 areas so that your eye travels over the image or the card. That's the plan. So that's what I'm doing. And maybe I'm going to add a tiny bit of pink to this one, darken it down a little. Again, very lightly with the tip of the lead of the pencil. Just to add a bit of shadow and a bit more shadow there with the pink. It just adds something. It just adds a bit of interest, and, you know, it makes you feel more arty. Right. I've come out of the line there, so eraser time. That's okay. Right. I think I'll leave it there. Quit while I'm ahead. Now, you don't have to do that if you don't want to. If you like the background as it is, it's your card, leave it. But for me, it just adds a bit more colour. Now, before I put the heart in, because there's a story to that, I'm going to do the glittering. So I'm using a quickie glue pen. You'll find these on the Lavinia Stamps website, and I'm coming down with this, working quite quickly because I don't want the glue to dry at the beginning of the lines before I reach the end. Though I could add more glue, I suppose. So that quickie glue pen along the bottom, bit more here maybe, but not a lot. Just popping that out there, and then going up this side. And then along the top. And hopefully I've got enough of a layer of the glue to take the glitter. So, try to keep it straight, but the glitter will hide any wonky lines, hopefully. Right. Moving on swiftly, I have a piece of copy paper and some crystalline glitter. I just wanted something that was snowy, you know, or silvery. And this is, the light really sparkles on this one. Right, I'm going to pop that over there. Right, let's see what we've got. Yep. Now I have a bin beside me because I have pets in the house and I'm careful with the glitter. Sometimes it can get into their paws and irritate them, so I flick all the glitter straight into the bin. And using a paintbrush, just going to take some of the glitter away from Quinn's body and from my snail. Just lightly brushing and then tapping. That's taken most of it off, and then into the bin. Okay. Now I'm going to show you the heart. Now, Lavinia stamps, I love them, I really do, but I do like to get all of the scale, all the perspective right when I'm designing a card if I can. And that's why I just love it when Tracy will do the same image but in different sizes. and obviously round the other way so that you've got them facing one direction or the other direction. Now this one is a smaller version of one of the fairies, and she's got a very delicate hand, so I wanted her to hold something in her hand, and I've chosen that she's holding out to the snail. Yeah, well, we're in fairyland, okay? Yeah. And so I've got this heart, and it's just the right size, absolutely perfect, but it came from this set. Now, I'm sorry, I've vandalised this. This is in the pound section, and it's a few hearts. And they were all one, you know, sort of one stamp, until I got at it with the scissors. So please forgive me, but it was only £1. So I'm not wasting much, and I'm certainly keeping my eye on these, because these will fit in with other images that are slightly larger or smaller than this fairy. So, as they say, size matters. And this really did matter. To me, at least. So, gentle tapping onto this tiny little heart with Versifying Clair Glamorous. And then popping it down, just hovering over the top of Quinn's hand, like so. Finished. Just the right size. Okay, I'm finished. I really enjoyed making that, and I hope that you will have a go at this. Thank you for all the lovely comments you leave me, for the kind messages, and for subscribing to my YouTube channel. Have a great weekend, and I'll be back tomorrow with another Lavinia Stamps video tutorial for you. Bye for now.